When Nothing first launched, it said its aim was to build an ecosystem of products that blended seamlessly into the background. While we're nowhere near seeing that dream fully realized just yet, Nothing has launched its first product, a pair of true wireless earbuds. It's called the Nothing Ear One, and we have it here. I'm Cam Bunton from Pocket-lint, and this is our review. And while you're here, if you could move your finger towards that like button, tap subscribe and the notification bell, that would be splendid. So we couldn't do the Nothing Ear One review without the unboxing first. It's actually quite a pleasing experience. First, there's a sleeve wrapped around the box with a pull tab, and you tug on that and slowly tear it away, and that separates the top portion, letting you get to the box inside, which is just a plain silver pearlescent cardboard package. Slide off the lid and you get to the goodies inside. The buds sit in their case right on top, and underneath the cradle that holds them, you'll find a few more neat little packages. The middle one contains the paperwork, all in this minimal black card with white writing. Then there's a short USB charging cable with a USB-A connector on one side and USB-C on the other. The outer protective layer is transparent with a fabric-covered wiring inside. You also get two pairs of silicone tips in small and large, in case the pre-applied medium ones are the wrong size for you. Then there's the buds. We've already heard quite a lot about Nothing's approach to design since they first announced the company back in early 2021. The company decided that having looked at the earbud market, there were far too many AirPod lookalikes, especially in the more affordable segment of the market. It decided to go with lots of transparent elements to distinguish itself. And it starts with the case. The outer shell on both the cover and the base is completely see-through. It's not to the point where you can see all of the internal components of the case though. Those are mostly hidden behind a matte white section inside, keeping the lines minimal and clean, but still manages a subtle fabric-like texture to add a little depth. It does mean that you can see the cuboid magnet that holds the lid shut and the silver hinge on the other side. More importantly, you can see your buds as they're charging. And because Nothing wanted to make more of a show of it, the buds aren't half hidden inside a shaft, they're proudly on display as they're cradled. To hold them in place, there are two more visible magnets inside each bud cradle, plus three dimples in the case lid. The larger of the three sits in between the two small ones and is the perfect groove for your thumb to hold onto. If you want to, and you like to fidget, it's ideal for just spinning them around in your hand. As for the buds themselves, the transparent element is the stem. The chamber that holds the drivers and the ear tips is a solid, glossy white plastic, and it's relatively large too, and oval, designed to help the sound breathe a bit more and give it some space. More than it would if the driver was packed into a much smaller package. The transparent stem has quite a minimalist look to it, but purposeful. It covers a simple black interior and features a red dot on the right ear and a white dot on the left ear, and the dot matrix style Nothing Ear One logo printed on it. And on the inside you can see the internal circuit board, which is quite neat, but hidden when in use or charging in the case. It's safe to say that on the whole there's nothing quite like Nothing on the market right now, and that's quite refreshing. So it does what it set out to do from a visual standpoint. It stands out from the market. To wear, the earbuds are comfortable for long periods. That's part down to that comfy oval soft ear tip, and part down to the lightness. We didn't feel them shift or need adjusting once they were positioned. They're effortless to wear and didn't give us any sensitivity within the ear canal, even after long stints of listening or making calls. So when you're looking at a modern pair of true wireless earbuds, there are a few features that you expect, and the Ear One pretty much has them all. One of the most convenient features is the auto pause capability. When you remove the bud from your ear, music stops and then plays again when you put it back in. It also features touch gesture support, however this is quite limited at the moment. For starters, you can only triple tap or long press on the stem of each earbud. This could be that Nothing wanted to make accidental touches less of a problem, and if that's the case, it works. By default, a triple tap skips to the next or previous song depending on which bud you do the triple tap on, and a long press on either switches the noise cancelling mode. You can go into the touch settings in the Ear One app to change these though, but there aren't many other options to choose from. You can't, for instance, set one of them to play or pause music. Not with the version of the app we were using. And despite being quite an affordable pair of earbuds, having the noise cancelling switched on actually makes a huge amount of difference. The passive seal from the tip and active noise cancelling offered by the external mics ensure that you're near enough locked away in your own world of music. It might not quite get rid of every sound, like siblings arguing with each other loudly in the house while you're trying to work. That's just my own specific example. but it's effective at cutting out the droning, continuous, regular level noises and normal chatter. The only downside of using noise cancelling is the battery life. Without ANC, you can get more than 5 hours of playback outside of the case, but with it switched on, you lose about an hour and a half of it. In real life usage though, it's unlikely that this will impact your experience too much. Even with a long 2-hour commute, if you travel to work, it'll give you enough battery life that you don't have to charge them while you're on the move. One really convenient thing is that the buds are independent of each other, so I tested it on a long Google Meet call. After about 2 hours of video chatting, the battery got to about 20%. So I took one earbud out, put it back in the case to charge quickly for 10 minutes, and then when that was done, put it back in my ear, removed the other one, charged that, and all the while there was no interruptions in the audio or in the video call. It was brilliant. Key to any earphone experience, of course, though, is sound, and even here the Nothing Ear 1 shows itself to be a very capable pair of buds. They're intensely enjoyable to listen to. The balance of lower frequencies and clarity in the trebles creates a nice distinction between the bass and the higher notes. There's a wide soundstage too, making it feel like there's a huge space in between the sounds mixed furthest left and furthest right. With the right song, it can feel like you're enveloped and immersed in your music. And that's not something you always get from a cheap pair of earbuds, so it doesn't feel like it's just music blasting into your ears. The only criticism we could find is if we compare them to more expensive earphones. The Ear 1, for instance, doesn't lift some of the more subtle elements of the tracks and make you notice things you didn't notice before, whereas more premium models from the likes of Master & Dynamic or Bose would. But to expect that kind of quality in a pair of $100 buds would be very unrealistic. If the sound isn't to your liking, there is an EQ setting in the app as well, although it doesn't let you fine-tune the balance. Instead, it gives you a few different preset options. One for bass, which it doesn't really need because there's plenty of bass in these earbuds already. And one for vocal focus, which drops the immersive bass and mids and just concentrates on the clarity of voices. So it's not great for music, but it's ideal if you want to hear dialogue in noisy movies. On the whole, it's really hard to fault the Nothing Ear 1. This pair of earbuds easily outperforms its price tag. From sound to convenience and reliability, they do the job really well, and they look different to everything else on the market too. Yes, better battery life would be great, and they definitely need to extend touch gestures to do more. But for the money, you'll struggle to find anything as compelling. I've been Cam, I'm at Cam Bunton on social media if you want to get in touch with me, or you can use the comments down below. Again, if you did like this video, it would be fantastic if you hit that like button, tap subscribe, and hit the notification bell to make sure you don't miss any more of our videos. I'll see you again in the next one. Bye for now.